Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the regular Town of Vesuvius meeting, January the 28th, 2025 at 2 p.m. in council chambers. So first off, we will do the approval of the agenda, and I do not think there are any late items. Thank you very much. Councillor King, Councillor Poderica, all in favor. Thank you. We are without two councillors today, both of them on holiday, but Councillor Bennett is joining us online. So welcome, Councillor Bennett. We'll now do the adoption of the minutes. That would be the regular open minutes from January the 14th, 2025, and the special open minutes from January the 16th, 2025. Councillor Poderica, Councillor Bennett, all in favor. Thank you very much. So first off today, we have some, it says petitions and delegations, but I think we have a lot of people in town who are anxious to get some money for all of the really important things that you do for this community. Volunteers, as you know, are the lifeblood of our community, and we just want to thank all of you for your part in making this a great community. And we're happy to look at giving you a little helping hand in terms of community service grants and resort municipality funding grants. So I'm going to ask Councillor King and Councillor Poderica to come up to the front here so they're on camera, and we will call each group up one at a time. And please make sure that you stay, so, as you heard Mrs. Robinson say, we're going to have a picture after, okay? So you go ahead. Yeah, I think just use a loud voice.
Can you email him? Yes. Oh, I'm getting out of. Oh, sorry. Yeah. All
right, guys, thanks. Thank you.
Counselor Bennett, can you hear us? Counselor Bennett, we can't hear you because of the mic, your mic. So, oh, there.
Sorry, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay,
Thank
you can
you.
hear us. Perfect. Can you just turn the volume up for him? The speaker. And turn it up to 40. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Counselor Bennett.
So better turn this on. We'll start the meeting again and we will go on to water matters. So we have to report the expenditures from accounts payable for water counselors and council to receive as of today in the amount of $15,888.47. Councillor Marrera, Councillor Appleby, all in favor. Thank you, everyone. And next is correspondence. And the correspondence is something that I have received just recently. And it was from the Mayor of Windsor. And it was sent to all of the border mayors to see if they would be interested in uniting as a Border Mayors Alliance, a partnership that serves as a unified national voice to safeguard our communities and offer municipal perspective within our national discussion. And the Mayor of Windsor, Mr. Dilkins, is the chair of this. So when I got this, I sent it to the town, but I have responded to the mayor and said that I was very interested in what was going on here, and I would like to attend the meetings and just find out how we could be more aware of what's going on, because we have so many businesses in the town of Vesuvius and close by that use Highway 97, our north-south highway, which is very, very important and well used. And there are communities or businesses that use that on a daily basis. So it's just some information on this, and I will certainly report back when I have anything further to report. Is that acceptable, Mr. Risling, or how would you like me to deal with this?
Mayor, it would be great if we can have a resolution appointing you to the Border Mayors Alliance.
Okay. I'm I've accepted just because I want more information. I'm not sure I want to be definitely on here, but would I be okay for me to say that I would like to find more information? And I'm not exactly sure what accepting being on the alliance means. And I just want to find out a little bit more. Is that all right? Or
Okay, so, and then once you've identified what the committee is going to entail and what it's going to be, will you report back to us so that
Absolutely.
then we can, then we
I've-
can appoint you as necessary?
I would be more comfortable with that because I'm just not sure whether this would be an appropriate alliance for me to be on, as we're a small town, and I'm not sure whether most of the other people who might be on it would be large cities and they would have a lot more. So if that's okay, I'm certainly happy to report back on it, but I don't want to necessarily say that I will be part of the alliance at this point.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
so
you.
that's all right. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Okay, next is staff reports, and that would be the Agricultural Land Commission recommendation, reconsideration request, and that would be Ms. Duong.
Thank you. I don't have another 25-minute
No,
presentation to
good.
give. This is simply a follow-up from the discussion from committee, as we're hoping to seek a formal resolution from council to support our reconsideration request to the commission.
Thank you very much. And this was talked about at length this morning at our committee of the whole meeting. And perhaps what we could do is read out the recommendation. And if anybody is wanting to find out about the whole report, it is included in the minutes plus all of the, or in the agenda. And it's certainly all the pictures are there. And our planners have done a great job of looking at what's the best way to do this. So I will just read out the recommendation that council directs staff to submit a request to the Agricultural Land Commission to reconsider its decision that under Agricultural Land Commission Resolution number 2638, 2010, by varying the conditions of approval as follows. The requirement for a 30-meter residential setback be waived for parcel lines abutting road reserves within the ALR. And number 2, the requirement for the provision of buffering and fencing only be applied to lands which directly abut parcels within the ALR, and that the official community plan amendment bylaw number 137508 2025 be initiated. Could I have a motion? Thank you, Councillor King, Councillor Poderica, all in favor. Thank you very much. And bylaw amendment referral, RDOS, that's Mr. Risling.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, this report is basically a notification from the RDOS and that they're making some changes to their OCP and their Okanagan Valley zoning bylaw number 2800, 2022. In essence, it's basically making a lot of minor edits to correct the issues as far as relating to us. We had some boundary expansions, and so they're amending their documents to reflect such. And some errors or some fine tuning with regards to wording. And I'm not going to go through all the changes because most of them are just simply clarification / edits. As one additional item in the future, we're going to have to bring back ours to make some changes due to the boundary changes. So administration will be working on that at some point in the future, making changes to reflect some of those boundary amendments as well. So at the end of the day, the RUS is basically asking if we have some concerns with what the changes are doing. Administration believes, again, all these amendments are just correcting information that's within their OCPs, and therefore we believe that our interests are unaffected by the proposed changes.
Thank you. Could we have a council like to make agree with the recommendation, or go ahead, Councillor Poderica? Thank you. Councillor King. Oh, we'll take Councillor Bennett. Councillor Bennett. All in favor? Thank you very much. And the Silga resolution. And is that Mrs. Robinson? Are you going to talk about this one?
Yes, thank you,
Thank you.
Mayor. As you know, the personal and defamatory attacks on local government leaders resolution was included in the UBCM agenda package for 2024. Due to time constraints, it was not heard. We have been in communications with Silga and UBCM regarding this. They have advised us that the UBCM Executive Committee will hear it. They will make their recommendation. What Silga and a representative from UBCM has advised is that due to time constraints and timelines, it was recommended that we bring it forward again so that we can resubmit it to Silga in case it is denied through the executive committee, so that we can resubmit this to Silga and UBCM again for 2025.
Thank you. And I appreciate the fact that Silga has asked us to resubmit, because at the regional district table last week, we did talk about this, all resolutions at some length, and it was agreed that if it had been submitted at one point, it meant that it was still on the books and it would be dealt with. But I see that they've asked to do it, so absolutely, I'm certainly in favor of following what the recommendations are. Council? Anybody want to go ahead, Councillor Poderica?
I move that we direct administration to resubmit the application or the resolution to Silga.
Thank you. And I see Councillor Bennett are you seconding that? Thank you very much. All in favor? Thank you. And general net payroll and Sun Bowl Arena financial accounts, that the reported expenditures from accounts payable and payroll information be received for information. And that would be general cash requirements of $509,719.98. Sun Bowl cash requirements of $16,599.83. And net payroll accounts of $100,752.37. So could we have a motion to receive that for information, please? Councillor Bennett, Councillor King, all in favor. Thank you. And bylaws, delegation of authority, liquor and cannabis branch bylaws. Is that Mr. Wong? Thank you.
Yes, and I also don't have a presentation for this one, but I'll just give a really brief summary. So this is a follow-up item from the committee meeting of January 14th, wherein the committee did resolve to initiate an amendment to the delegation of authority bylaw to allow for staff to be able to process LCRB referrals, specifically for liquor license applications. And the delegation would be provided to the CAO as well as the Director of Corporate Services and or the Director of Financial Services.
Good. So the recommendation is, because we've gone through this before, that this delegation of authority amendment bylaw be read a first, second, and a third time. Councillor King? Thank you. Councillor Poderica seconding that. All in favor? Thank you. And next is the loan authorization bylaw number 1383, 2023. This is Mr. Zackel, please.
Thank you, Mayor McCordoff. So loan authorization bylaw 1383 for water metering. Our water metering project was budgeted at 4.704 million, with 2 million coming from borrowing. The bylaw received first, second, and third reading on February 14th, 2023. Received Inspector of Municipalities approval on March 21st, 2023, and was adopted March 28th, 2023. At this present time, what we are doing is moving forward And the recommended resolution from council is that council approve borrowing from the Municipal Finance Authority of BC as part of the 2025 spring borrowing session. $2 million is authorized through loan authorization bylaw 1383/2023, and that the Regional District of Okanagan Similkameen be requested to consent to our borrowing over a 10-year term and to include the borrowing in their security issuing bylaw.
Thank you. And that's because the water metering includes the regional district areas. Is that correct?
No, so
Oh.
all of our long-term borrowing goes through the regional district. So the regional district is the one that does the security issuing for the entire region. But the borrowing is on behalf of the town of Osuyas.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I asked because I thought it was just for the one. All right. Anybody else have any concerns or questions on this? No? So the the papers are included in this and the letters from 2025, including a certificate of approval for the loan authorization bylaw of 2023. So it's just that we need it now and that's why it was forthcoming. Is that correct?
So the number of stages that you go through to secure long-term borrowing is you go through the approval process for your long-term borrowing bylaw with the Inspector of Municipalities approval. Once you have that approval, it goes to the next step where it has to go back to the province again to receive a certificate of approval, verifying that the loan authorization bylaw is has been done correctly. Then further to that, then we have to do one more step of going through the regional district to get the regional district's consent to do the long-term borrowing. There's a number of little red tape steps along the way.
Yes.
But it's good checks and balances to ensure that the borrowing is done appropriately.
Good. Thank you very much. Did you have a question, Councillor King?
Yeah, Mr. Sacco, if this project happened to run over budget, do you feel you have enough money?
If we end up going over budget, we cannot borrow more than $2 million on this loan authorization bylaw. We would have to consider utilizing additional reserve funds, doing an additional long-term borrowing bylaw, things of that nature. So, but for this bylaw and this bylaw alone, we're doing the maximum borrowing that we have for it, which is the 2 million. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So, council, is someone like to make a recommendation on this? Thank you. You're moving option 1, the recommended motion. Thank you. Thank you. Councillor Poderica seconding that. All in favor? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
By the way, I'm checking all the time to make sure Councillor Bennett's in. Yeah, he's done it too. Okay. Next is, thank you, Mr. Zackel. Next is the mobile business license amendment bylaw and consideration of adoption. And this bylaw was read the first, second, and third time on the 14th day of January, 2025. And so today we are looking for the adoption of this bylaw. Thank you. Thank you. Councillor Poderica, Councillor King, all in favor? Good. Thank you very much. And we will now go to, we have no notice of motion, so we'll move to the report of the CAO. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship. Yeah, I've had some staffing changes in the last little bit, so I'll just bring this news forward. We hired Morris Woodsky on a temporary basis to assist in with the supervisory functions up in the operational services department. He has a lot of experience both at the supervisory and director level. So he's he started with this Monday, so that's good news. Again, but it's just on a temporary basis till we can fill our vacancies. We've also hired Tyler Madsen. He is going to be our new director of operational services, and he'll join the team. We're hoping April 7th. He has a lot of experience in a similar role as well. He has been in a CAO previously. So we have somebody that has a lot of experience on dealing with a lot of the issues that we're facing. So very happy about that. Other temporary staffing changes, we've moved Marg over to operational services to help us out there. Amy Robinson is moving back into the corporate officer position. We have Lauren here, who we've well met. And she's the successful temporary person to fill in for the deputy corporate officer. We've also hired some other people in other positions. Sean York in community services, and today Sean Foley.
Yes.
Okay. I think it started at noon, right? Is that Sean Foley is in a temporary role in operational services, and he has water and wastewater tickets. So we were really happy to get him on such short notice. On the more of a sadder side, Dave Steen has tendered his resignation. For those that know him, he's been in the community his whole life. He's just a fantastic individual that everybody that knows him, he's passionate, knowledgeable, just a fantastic individual. And he has decided to move on. So he'll be with us for a couple more weeks, but it's going to definitely leave a bit of a hole on our utility side. Other things, it's at the media the last week or so, as council's aware, we were successful in purchasing 7710 Main Street. This is a very strategic purchase. Not only ensures access to critical infrastructure, including our pump station, wastewater line, but also eliminates the need to actually move that line, which would have a significant amount of risk associated with it. It also would have impacted businesses along the highway. And the cost of that project would have been likely in that $4 million range. This is a really strategic purchase that is saving utility payers money. Other things that are going on. Yeah, maybe I'll make just a couple more statements. I mean, there have been some unexpected issues on the transfer, and that's been out in the social media. I think however, I'm pleased to announce, I think that all the issues with the third parties are being resolved. So I think that's a positive thing. I guess just an extension of today, council gave a lot of checks. I just wanted to tell others that maybe weren't successful the first go around that the second round of the Resort Municipality Initiative grant funding is open, deadline February 7th. So those that may have missed the deadline, they have another opportunity to submit. We have the upcoming Family Skate Day, February 17th. So those that are looking for something to do on Family Day, the Sun Bowl is going to be open. This has been mentioned a few times, but I want to give it some more airtime. The E-Trike program is underway at sessions, so we encourage people to use that. It's free of charge. From the bylaw perspective, we keep talking about dogs, and I don't think I've not included them in the updates for I think 2 or 3 months now, and it just can't encourage people enough to keep their dogs on a leash and to check their fences and their gates. It continues to consume a significant amount of time of our bylaw officers. So please take a look at your fences and your gates. Bylaw is also working with a few lone campers in the area that are parking on town property to just to deal with that issue. Fire department, as I mentioned earlier today, we've had I think 5 new recruits that have come online. They've been trained up here over the last couple of weeks. Also with the colder weather, we've got a little bit of ice forming. So our fire crews are practicing ice rescues the last few weeks. And just a reminder for people to stay off the ice, even if they think it's ice, it's certainly not that thick. Another reminder on business license payments are now due. We've had some new businesses in town, RenPro Janitorial, the Wiz Management Limited, also known as Wizard Bookkeeping and Property Management. We've had some changes of address. South Okanagan Property Management moved, as well as OK Tire. And change of address and name, Sunshine Valley Chiropractic and Health Center is moved and changed their name. On operational services perspective, we've issued several tenders here over the last month or so. We awarded tenders that were all within budget. The Highway 3 water main, 51st to 67th Avenue, 74th Avenue, which includes Heron Lane, Loon Crescent, which was a water main replacement. We have Magnolia Place, sanitary sewer replacement, and the Cedar Lane extension. So all those were awarded. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Risling. Definitely been a busy time, and want to thank you for looking at all of this, and certainly our staff. And congratulations to Mrs. Robinson and Ms. Oshasky on their appointments as a corporate officer and assistant corporate officer. Well done. So thank you very much. Could we have a motion, please, to receive the CAO report for information? Councillor Bennett, Councillor King, all in favor. Thank you. And we'll go on to council reports. Now, Councillor Chong is out of the country at the moment at a wedding, so he will not be reporting, but Councillor Potterica, we will start with you.
Thank you, Your Worship. I have nothing to report this time, but thank you. It's been a quiet 2 weeks.
Councillor King, have you gotten anything to report?
Quiet January, but I'm looking forward to the next few months.
How about Councillor Bennett?
I have nothing to report, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I just had a couple of things that that I had done, but when I looked back, it was kind of a quiet week or 2 weeks for the last couple of weeks. But I have been, of course, to the regional district meetings because I go to those in Penticton every 2 weeks, and the hospital district. We had some people from Interior Health that were there and gave a presentation to, because all of the board members for the regional district are also board members for the Okanagan-Smilkomen Regional Hospital District. We play a dual role. And so they gave a report, which they do once a year, asking for funds for various things that they need done in the interior health. And so we had a quick look at that, and our finance people looked at how much it was going to cost and what it would cost for the taxpayers in the regional district. And we have agreed to and was passed at the meeting that we would pay 30% of the ask rather than 40%. So it brings the costs a little bit more in line. But Mr. Zaffino, who is the CAO of the RDOS, it will be down, I believe, at the next meeting in 2 weeks, and he will do a report on the RDOS ask for funds from town and Area A, and also the hospital district. So that will be a time when we'll get more information. I was at the art gallery about a week or so ago because there was a presentation for the winner of, well, actually the person who came first, second, and third in the art, choosing a picture or a photograph that would represent Osoyoos for 2025. And the winner was Greg Reilly, and a copy of the poster is in the foyer of Town Hall. So the next time you come in, please have a look at it. January the 16th was one of the things that we'd done recently, and that was a day to look at our 5-year financial plan. And we managed to have some good discussions on that day and talk about a number of things. And so we've passed first reading on that financial plan. And I just noticed that next weekend, I think it is. Maybe it's this weekend. I think it is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Tim Hortons is having a special, they have special donuts available, and it's for the Special Olympics. So they, I think it's just 3 days, and I can't quite remember if anybody finds the exact dates, but it's from a Friday to a Sunday, I think. And anybody who buys one of the special donuts, the money goes totally to the Special Olympics. So that's a good thing. So that is all that I have to report on this time, and so I will move the to the in-camera session, and I will need a motion, please, that pursuant to Section 91 of the Community Charter, part of the council meeting may be closed to the public if the subject matter being considered relates to one or more of the following: 91J FOI pursuant to FOI POPA FOIPA 22(3)F, Section 91I, the receipt of advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communications necessary for that purpose, and Section 91G, litigation or potential litigation affecting the municipality. So could I have, thank you, Councillor Poderica, Councillor King.